So, welcome everybody. Hey, Dana. Welcoming everybody with so much love and light today. Woo! There we go. Okay, got the comments. All right. Just trying to set myself up here, pressing all the buttons. Wow. Well, I got a new notebook and it says ideas. So I bought a new notebook. My other notebooks that I had notebook I had this one here, and it's the thing is I got this at the dollar store, and I hate when you close your book and it doesn't close. So because it's cheap. So anyways, my notebooks out of the many that I have laying around me, but needed a nice new one. Needed a new one. You're straight. Well, I did buy some markers. What are the markers called, Mateus?
Um,
Those ones?
yeah, post something.
So I bought him some really nice markers where he could do his drawings and stuff, and I can use them to do my drawings. So I'll show you. Oh yeah. So he's making his little Pikachu. Doing his Pikachu.
Oh.
Yeah. So there we go. And what else did we do? Oh, I bought just a few odds and ends. But still, you go into Michael's, just like didn't buy any bunnies. I wanted to buy some bunnies, but I didn't buy any bunnies. There's some beautiful wreaths, but oh, there were Santa Clauses that were 80% off, but they were all black. all these black Santa Clauses were left behind. And then there was a Mrs. Claus mug, but she was black too. So it's a bunch of like I don't know, racial discrimination. I have no idea. But they were all left behind. But I already have black Santa Claus. But I do have a couple that I've bought through the back. So it was interesting. So I sort of left those because I was staying focused. And I also got, where would I put it? Watercolor paper. So I got some watercolor paper, and I just got a small pad of that. I don't even know what I did with it. Anyways, I got a small pad of watercolor paper. And I love to have watercolor paper because I like to doodle on it. It's just a small one, so you can doodle on it and stuff like that. And yeah, so I did. I kept, but here's the thing. Do you know that in Michael's now they do not have any, it's all self checkout. Everything is self checkout. You have one girl there that helps people to do everything in your it's one of the newfangled ones where they film you as you're scanning your shit, so that they can oh, this person did this and all this kind. But I have watercolor paper too. Oh, and paints. Oh, should pull them out. Yes. So so everything's self checkout, everything. So it's interesting, when they talk about AI and all that, taking over AI, taking over, all electronics. It's you know, a lot of people, I guess, lost their jobs or they weren't doing well, making it more streamlined, easier for people to get in and out, kind of thing. Yeah. So that was my adventure. And then I went into Staples because I needed a new 8.5 by 11 acrylic sign to hold my for my readings tomorrow, because I'm going to be at the Awaken Wellness Expo on 32nd Avenue. I think it's 32nd Avenue. Anyways, yeah, 16th Ave, 32nd Street, and Northeast at the Best Western, Premium Plus Best Western. And I'll be there tomorrow doing readings and stuff. But the stupid sign for the acrylic was like over $20. Like what the hell? It's just acrylic. Anyways, but I can put my little, business cards in the front. So whatever. Like, give me a break. Awaken and Wellness on 32nd. Yeah, I think that's the address. We will pull it up again because it's down by Marlboro Mall, across from Marlboro Mall. So Awaken Wellness on 33rd Street. Sorry, 33rd Street Northeast. If you know where the Marlboro LRT is, it's in that area. There's a McDonald's on the corner, like a Canadian Tire, McDonald's. We're behind the McDonald's. That's where it is. It's the Best Western Premium Calgary Plaza Hotel and Conference Center. That's where I will be tomorrow. So it'll be, and yeah, it's from 9 to 5. There's speakers and everything that are going to be there. I'm not one of them. I didn't realize they had speakers. But anyways, yeah, there's going to be speakers, some good people talking and doing their things. And yeah, so I will be there. Mini readings are $30. I'm looking at my sign for 15 minutes, and that's my show special. It's my show special. So, and if you want a 30-minute, 60. So, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So what's happening with the shenanigans with the planets? Well, make it simple. Make it simple today. Don't try to overstress yourself. We have Venus is ingressing into Aquarius, so we have all of this energy in Aquarius, right? The moon is going to be ingressing into Gemini, so that's going to give us a little, because it's air sign. So an air sign to an air sign is a trine. So that's going to give us a little bit of oomph, a little bit of energy to sort of get some clarity on things. But if we're going to overcomplicate things, it's just, yeah, you're going to get run around like a dog chasing its tail. It's just going to be really, really frustrating and overwhelming. So you don't want to be, getting into that. And overcomplicating. Don't overcomplicate. Don't overcomplicate things. So this is, very much very big, edgy, right on the edge. Like we're almost teetering off. I think we're gonna just fall in soon. But Pluto's very seductive. He can be, because remember, he's Hades. He's yeah, and everybody's like, oh, he's death and resurrection. He's a phoenix. Well, okay, that's nice, but he's also Hades. You can have death and resurrection, but he's Hades. So there's a seduction there. Could be a ploy, something to lead you off, deceitful, being a little bit of deceit, a little bit of taboo. Doesn't this look wonderful? Wouldn't you want to try this, my darling? Come into my lair. And we won't know everything that he's trying to deceive us, especially with, we have all the personal planets that are there. And it's like each one of them sort of got something there. So there's wounds, because we got that Chiron and North Node, and it was explained. This is what was explained to me, and it made so much sense. Now, hey Shar, this is what it was. So Chiron was discovered in the 70s, right? Yeah. Okay, just agree with me, guys. Just agree. Yes, Chiron was discovered in the 70s. Chiron is oddity, weird. So if you think of the hippie movement in the 70s, it was weird. Like you got the hippie movement of the 60s, right? And then, you went into the 70s and you had all that weird shit. Weird clothes, weird hair, weird shoes, just, weirdness. The music was kind of odd. Like there's just, weird. It was just, everything was just, the 70s was just fucking weird. But now people are wondering how to deal with everything and how to deal. Now in the 70s, I remember there was high inflation. Things were through the roof, right? Things were, cost a lot of money. There was high inflation at the grocery stores. There was also where gas stations, ran out of gas. Not all the gas stations had gas. So sometimes you could only fill up on gas on certain days and things like that. In the UK and in other parts, they shortened the work week. So people got in, so you got a shortened work week because companies couldn't afford to keep the electricity and everything on. So a lot of weird things happening in the 70s. But how did you get through it? Like nobody was going beyond their means. And that's the whole thing. As crazy and as weird, and even the cars were fucked up. I mean, who the Gremlin, the AMC Pacer. Um that's Tesla today. But things were just weird, right? Odd, so we had this oddity, but the thing is that things were simple. You went and met your friends at the park. You would have, a coffee date. Like my mother would have her friends over for coffee, or we would, we wouldn't do anything, too extravagant. We had picnics. I remember we went on a lot of picnics, and we did things like that. We went exploring. My dad would take us to the salmon run, and we got to see the salmon run and stuff like that. Just drive out, go for a walk, and then, because he knew the stream was the salmon run stream, so we'd go and see the salmon run, and then we would go and see different, just different things that didn't cost money, right? And that's the whole thing. That was a part of it. So making life simpler. And that's, I'm looking, people are asking, what's a positive thing with everything that I'm saying? You got to make it simple. There's so much that's bombarding us, like so much, and it's so hard to keep up with all that's being thrown at everybody. And a lot of it's distraction, right down to Iran wants to put his flag up on the South Pole. My first thought is like, okay, you guys come from a fucking desert area and you're going to Antarctica. Good luck on that one. Hope you guys have your polar fleece. And where are you going to put your flag? Like, it's like, it's huge. Antarctica is huge. Where are you going to put your flag? Okay. Is anybody going to see your flag? Okay. I just think it's just like something, but that's the thing. It's like you're going to get this thing. It's like people are going, oh my God, what's going on? And they're freaking out. Or, oh my God, what's going on over here? And freaking out. It's like, it's all those freakouts, right? It's even the whole thing to do with the Middle East, the Gaza Strip and all that kind of bullshit. And people are like, ooh, free Palestine, and ooh, Israel, bad, bad, bad. It's, and you get into it. It's like the UN's a part of it. They had Hamas in the UN. They had, the whole thing. It's like if you go in right back to the Ottoman, it was war. It was takeover. We have this land. You don't have it anymore. We got this, and now you don't have it anymore. It's, and people have to realize, like, this has been going on for a long time, like 3,000 years. Um, this whole conflict. And the Muslim religion has only been around 1,600 years, because it was formed 600 years after Christ. And Christian was 2,000 years, and the Jews can go back to Abraham, but Abraham wasn't a Jew yet, and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, that's a whole nother story. But still, that conflict was there, trying to take and back then they would enslave you. They would take over and they would take you as slaves. That's how they would do it. And then you'd be a slave. That's, until you got freed or some kind of shit. But it's to do the history and to understand. The other thing is, in studying, like I've been doing a little deep dive on knights, for something that I was thinking of doing. Anyways, looking at a lot of the things with the Knights Templar when they were going into invading, they released all the women and children and just killed the man, went after the man. They weren't going around raping women. That wasn't part of their practice either. And that's the other part too. I think people have to look at. It's like, okay, so you guys are invading over here and then you're going around doing nasty shit. Okay. All right, interesting. So it's there's I'm not like pro or what, but you just got to really look at and weigh out all of that information that's coming in and then just say, okay, yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrendous, but I'm not going to start waving a flag for either side. Just not. I just have to, allow for things to come out. Same thing with Ukraine and Russia. It's like that is, 90% of the population speak Russian. It's a civil war, basically, and other countries just got involved. Over 500,000 people have been killed. Ukrainians have been killed in that war. Now, that brings me back to what was happening pre-World War II and what Stalin did to all of his people. He starved them to death. All of those people, and that's where cannibalism and stuff happened prior to World War II. So these are the things, like, I think people have to sort of like, okay, what's going on? What's really happening? And awaken, right? And begin to awaken with the information that's coming through. World War II, yes, Pearl Harbor was a psyops. Do you think those guys that were reading the sonar on a Sunday, planes and it was sergeant? No, he was higher than a sergeant. Anyways, whatever's higher than a sergeant. He had the keys to the planes because the planes were all tied off, right? So he had the keys, and so with those keys, right? What did he do? Right? They couldn't fly off. They couldn't do anything. And there was a huge meeting that weekend about Pearl Harbor, about Japan. There was a deal made between the United States and Britain in order to get the Americans into World War II because they needed help. England. So this is where I feel like with all of that's coming through, all of the energies that are coming in, we all have to really take a moment and really look at what's going on, what is being said, and take a step back and allow yourself to breathe and just begin to make it simple. Begin to look at the things that you can do without going into extravagant, without having to pay $5,000 or $8,000 to watch people throw a pigskin around and hopefully get a glimpse of the Queen Swiftie, right? This is where people are going to start looking at, because one, people aren't going to have money to do the shit that they need to do. And the other part too is that you really have to honor yourself with all of this, because there's so much going on. So much is being exposed. And you have to look at and sort of like, if you have, a big elephant, you have to eat the elephant. Not that I'm saying you got to go eat elephants so people don't freak out. But as they say, it's one bite at a time. Look at what you can. Everything is very edgy, right? Everything is really weird. It's weird. The technology. This is where you look at things can be very unexpected. And when we have 5 planets in Aquarius, it can be very out there. And looking at how it can be out there. This is to go where we need to look at positive communications. We need to really look at how we can connect with the people that we need to connect with around us, and how we act, like, and how we connect, and make it as simple as we can. don't begin to overcomplicate, right? Don't begin to overcomplicate. What the fuck are you watching? What do you mean, what am I watching? Are you talking to me? What am I watching? What am I watching? I don't know. She says, what am I watching? I don't know. Uh, you have to clarify. So all of this is coming forth and having the boundaries, throwing the pigskin. Football. Football. Don't you know that the football is made out of pigskin? You're throwing the pigskin around? Yeah, pigskin. You're throwing the pigskin around. That's football. So and then the Queen Swiftie, Taylor Swift. So this is where and the tickets were between $5,000 and $8,000. Like that was the cheap seats, let alone to people going to her concert. When she had her concert, well, she's gone flying back to her concert or wherever she is. People are paying like thousands of dollars for just cheap seats in her concert. Like, to me, okay, it comes to a point where even with psychics, when psychics start charging like thousands of dollars for you to go see them, that's I know that's the and to me that's a bound. That's sort of like, ooh, that's getting really, yeah, you better give me something really fucking good, you know. There's a few that I would actually, if I had the money, I would definitely make an appointment to go see, just because of their knowledge and how they work. And one of them is the one is an astrologer. Even if I'm paying $300 to go see a psychic, you better give me something good. Like, you better like give me some really fucking good details, and give me a life pack or something, right? That's the whole thing. You better not just like, yeah, looks like you're gonna have some trouble right now and things aren't gonna look so good. And yeah, you better just be cautious. Like, be cautious of what? What's coming up? What's going on? Like, what do you are you gonna give me some kind of structure? What? Give me something. Give me something. That's the whole thing. It's like, when I do readings, I want to give you something. I want to, allow you to get some meat and potatoes out of it, kind of thing, not just air and fluff. And so that's the other thing. It's like, people are going to be very weary, weary of where they put their money. Okay. I'm not just going to throw it out, but a lot of there's this thought or this process that's coming through that they're repeating things enough that you end up believing it. Oh, there is no recession. Oh, life is fine. Oh, don't worry about it. We're renaming the carbon tax, so it's not really the carbon tax, yet they're throwing all of these chemicals. Where was it? In Chelsea, I think it was. All of these chemicals are being thrown into the ocean. What are they doing in Hawaii with all of the horrible stuff from the fires? They're putting it on sacred land, and it's right by of course it's on Hawaii, it's on an island, but so that it goes into the ocean. And you're so worried about fucking carbon tax and pollution and all this kind of bullshit. So we have all, like, it's exhausting. I just have to say, it's all exhausting. And this isn't for the faint-hearted. We didn't sign up in this lifetime, at this timeline, for the fate of heart. This is why so many people are leaving. This is why so many people just say, fuck it. Like, I'm out, man. I can't do this shit anymore. This is fucking crazy. So we have to come back, and we have to come into the simplicity. We have to come in to where it's like, you know what, let's just get together some girls and go for coffee, or, come over to my place. I'm making coffee and I have cookies or whatever. It's coming in and making it very simple and coming into the simplicity of it all. Because if you're trying to make it overcomplicated or you're getting overrun, take a step back. Just do one step at a time. That's all you can do. If people are expecting more from you, if people are expecting you to do more, then it ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen because you're going to end up making yourself sick or something else. So, alrighty. Woo. Let's pull it in. Got some running around to do. Okay, hold on. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. Yeah, you make cookies, but the thing is that you make cookies for a big corporation. So it's just like saying I make, there's still pressure, you know. Oh, I see what you're saying. You want to make the cookies. Okay, you can make the cookies, Declan. All right, I just went on something else. Just like, don't stress out over the cookies. Nobody died over cookies. That's what I used to say when I was training people at Starbucks. Don't stress out over the coffee. No one died over the coffee. The cookies might crumble, but that means you have more cookie to eat. Cookie breaks in half. You got 2 cookies. Look who comes out again. Look who comes out again. How many days in a row? Ugh. Let's find out what this guy has to say. He's coming upright, downwise. He's just moving all over the fucking place. All right. Feel at peace with the life you have built, what you have grown from, your experiences, and what you have learned to align with gratitude and love. The wisdom, prosperity, and abundance that he has received through his own making. Look at what you've created. This guy's come, like, this card has come up how many times in a row? Right? Look at what you've created. So that's what he's the king of, and Uranus is squaring over to Aquarius, right? What is the card? The King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. So look at what you've created. You've created so much in your life. Honor what you've created, the good and the bad and the ugly. Embrace what you've created. Look at the accomplishments. There's nothing you cannot accomplish in your life. You can do this. Doesn't matter about what's out there and the craziness that's up there. It matters how you are perceiving and bringing it in. It is you taking, especially with all of this air energy coming in, taking it and bringing it and embodying it, which is a hard one. To bring it down into the body. Allow yourself to connect. Have your heart is connecting up here. So your heart is connecting with the higher realms. Allow for that energy to come up and come down through you, with you, and in you, and ground it. Drop your grounding rod. Imagine this beautiful rod coming through you. Whatever color you want pink, iridescent, gold, bronze, titanium. Have this rod and it comes through and it drops from your tailbone, like coming down, whoom, all the way down into the ground, connecting to that beautiful mother energy of the center of the earth and allowing for that to rise back up. And as it rises back up, it's going to come up through the chakras at the base of your feet, all the way up through you, through your arms, coming out through your fingertips, all the way up to the crown. You're connecting to this and you're allowing for yourself to come forth in this freedom, into this energy. It's there. You are the divine God, goddess. They don't abandon you. They have, it's like when people are like, oh, God's abandoned me and he's not listening to me. It's not that he's not abandon you. It's like, what are the obstacles you've put inside in front of you? You have done. What have you put in front of you so that you are not able to receive what it is that you need to receive from that of the divine? They want to bring forth for you the hope, the joy, the love, and the bliss, no matter what circumstances you are in this lifetime. It's up to you to look at what those circumstances are and what you need to release, right? What do you need to release? What does that look like? How does that look? Right? That's the importance. That is the importance. Look at what you need to release in order for you to receive and start to look at the vision, getting a clearer vision. But you need to release those blocks. Because the tower comes. The tower is coming in. The tower is overwhelming. The tower is saying shit has to break down in order for things to be created. So knowing that when you are creating something, other things have to get broken down. You can't create something new on old shit. It doesn't work. It doesn't. Trust me, I've tried. You can't continue a new way and continue hanging on to the old stuff. That's where the divine comes in and says, hey, you got to get rid of that. You want a better relationship? Why are you still going out with the fucking douchebag who treats you like shit? But you want great things and you want people to treat you well, but you're allowing every individual around you to treat you like fucking shit. No, you want to create something new? Change what's there. Say, I'm sorry, we're done. But being done or changing the job or changing your health patterns is going to cause fucking disruption. It's going to cause the disruption. The tower card is inevitable for all of us because we want something greater. We got to let the other stuff go. And is it going to be painful? Yeah. Fuck yeah. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes letting this stuff go. And then it comes the shame and the blame and the guilt and all that kind of stuff. You got to go through and you got to move through. That's why you have to come into the body to release it. And once you do that, you're going to come into the wisdom of understanding of the direction that you need to go into. Because in comes that beautiful priestess. And she says, okay, I got info for you. But in order for me to give that info for you, you got to let this stuff go. Otherwise, I can't do it because this is bigger than you and me. The tower trumps all cards. I don't give a fuck what reading you have. You could have beautiful roses and upcoming and everything. And in comes the trump card. Sorry, it's gone. Doesn't matter. And that's why people don't like the trump card. That's why people don't like to look at it. That's why people get afraid of the tarot because like, oh, that's just too scary. It's not scary. It is scary, but it's not scary. It's saying that there's something more beautiful that wants to come in for you. But in order to do that, sometimes those poppies that you're growing or those beautiful flowers that you're growing need to go because you got to plant the vegetables. But I'd rather grow that because it's so much easier. Yeah, but it's not going to feed you unless you're growing edible flowers or something. I don't know. But, that's where the energy's at and that's where it is. So my loves, I want you all to have a fabulous, fabulous day. If you are able to come and see me this weekend, tomorrow I will be at the Awaken Wellness Expo. So come on down and see me. There's some beautiful people that are going to be there. You can get crystals and all kind of beautiful stuff. So anyways, I got to get going. Love ya all. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.